Hey everyone! In this short tutorial, we'll take a look at how to create lattice structures in 3D code. Let's use this robot as an example. I want to create a lattice structure on this part of the model. Since lattice structures work with voxels, the first thing we need to do is convert the object to voxels. Now, let's open the Nodes tab. First, create a new material in the Object Inspector and set its behavior to voxel. Next, select the material we just created. In the node editor, add an Out Opacity node. This is the output node where we'll connect all of our effects. For the lattice structure, we need a 3D effect. You can use any effect from either the Noise 3D or Pattern 3D category. Let's try using Voronoi 3D. Now, we can adjust the parameters directly in the node. We already have a lattice structure. The Object Inspector also gives us additional controls for how the lattice structure is displayed. We can also use a gizmo to transform the effect more conveniently. To do that, we need to add a gizmo node and a fragment coordinates node, and connect them like this. Now, we have a pivot that lets us easily control the position, rotation, and scale of the effect. We can also assign any material to the lattice structure and customize its appearance however we want. I'll also apply the material to another part of the robot to make the overall result look a little more interesting. And there we have it. This is a pretty interesting result, and it only takes a few seconds to create. Let's try a few other effects. This gives us another interesting result. And the great thing is that we can use virtually any of the tools and effects available in the node system. For example, we can go into the Out Opacity node and use any of the effects available there. We can also invert the result, and that gives us this interesting lattice pattern. We can also change the material at any point while creating the structure. One thing to keep in mind is that once we assign a material, it becomes available in the Object Inspector. We can adjust any parameters of the assigned material, either here or in the node editor. If we want to edit the lattice structure itself, we need to select the voxel material we created earlier. We can also use mathematical operations to combine different effects. For example, let's combine two effects using a multiply node. We'll use Voronoi 3D as one of them. Connect the two effects to value 1 and value 2, and then connect the output to opacity. Now we can see that both effects are being combined through the multiply node. This gives us another way to create interesting and complex patterns, and there are practically endless combinations you can create. We can even add more than two effects. For example, we can connect up to 10 different nodes and mix them together. Or we can use other mathematical nodes, such as min. This gives us a slightly different result. So feel free to experiment with different effects and combinations. As you can see, the process is quite straightforward. Once we're happy with the lattice structure, we can bake it into a regular voxel object. Before doing that, let's increase the resolution of our voxel layer a little bit. Now, in the voxel material, click Apply Pattern to Volume. At this point, we can disable the voxel material, because the lattice structure has now been applied directly to a regular voxel layer. And now we can perform any sculpting operations we want on the baked geometry. Or we can simply export it to any 3D format. And that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching.